Hi, loves. Welcome to another episode of Into It. Thank you very, very, very much. If you listened to the first one, we're still here.
The horrors persist, but so do we.
Exactly. And if you want to share any opinions, feel free to do so. But, keep it cute, but don't be a prick.
No, let's not.
Exactly. Let's not.
Don't do that. Don't do too much.
But to be fair, we actually like people who do too much.
No, we do.
We do, but just keep it respectful.
No, do the most. Do the most. What are we talking about?
God,
do the
I'm
most. Just give it to us. Give it to us.
What's been going on in your world? What's been happening?
Oh, God. Festivals.
Fab, where'd you go?
Yeah, Hoopla.
Tell me more.
Mighty Hoopla. I love Mighty Hoopla. I want to talk about nostalgia. We're going to get into the nostalgia of it all later on. But I love Mighty Hoopla. I haven't been for a while. I think the last time that I went was like 2021 after COVID. And I had massive anxiety after COVID. COVID did a number on me.
I think it did a number on all of us, mate.
I went from just sitting on the couch eating a certain fast food chain every single night and
no free mentions unless you're running us a check.
No.
Right.
And then I completely forgot how to socialize, and then I went to Hoopla and I was like, oh, this is a lot. This is a lot. I don't know if I'm like in the headspace for this. So it was nice to have gotten myself back over the last few years and then go to Hoopla and just be fully present. And I didn't have an ounce of anxiety. I was wearing my little denim hot pants, just running around, like watching like Scissor Sisters, Louise. I introduced Liberty X on the Haze stage. I know. I didn't even know that was happening. I got there and they were like, oh, you're introducing Liberty X. And I was like, what?
That's a good one.
Right?
That's a good one. Because sometimes I find...
Oh, no, you don't play about Liberty X.
No, I don't. Listen, I don't play about Liberty X. Like I said on record, which will probably come... No, do you know what? It's not going to come back to haunt me because I genuinely believe that their cover of Got to Have Your Love is just as good as Mantronic's, if not...
Well, I feel like it's a different vibe. And it hits.
It's just very good. It's very good. Mantronic's Hive don't come for me, but Liberty X did what needs to be done. Anyway, as you were saying, so you went to Hoopla, you were feeling free, anxiety out the door.
Yeah, had the best time. And I don't know, obviously because like it starts so early. I went to the after party, left the after party at like midnight, and that's a good chunk. And then went to bed, but like had a great time. I'm glad. How about you? You've been in New York.
Well, that's it. I was also at festivals, but in the States. So I went to Roots Picnic in Philadelphia. I was gassed, although I did have to hitchhike my way out of there. Which we'll get into. No, basically, so Roots Picnic is this incredible music festival started by the band The Roots. So Questlove people will probably know. He's like really like big guy, an amazing drummer. Their band is the house band for Jimmy Fallon, but they've been making music way before Fallon, but that's their sort of like, I guess, weekly showcase to the world. They're an incredible band. And they do this festival every year in Philadelphia. And Jay-Z was a headliner on the first day. Erykah Badu was a headliner on the second day. And it was just fab, and it's in the park in Philadelphia that Will Smith raps about in summertime. God, no way. So that line is like, oh, a place called the Plateaus where everybody goes. It's literally there, and I was like, I'm in the Plateau. I was so gassed. I was so gassed to be in Philadelphia. I was like, yeah, going to Philly. And it was wicked. Jay-Z was there with his brand new blowout. The hair looked
What do we think about this?
Do you know what? I'm here for him in his afro. He literally looked like Blue Ivy. I saw Blue Ivy from the corner of my eye. Like she's like a little dot watching him from the side with her phone. And like they're twins.
That hair is thick.
It's thick. It's well maintained but when your wife is Beyonce and she has got, an award-winning
hair in that household.
Hair care line. Yeah,
Blue Ivy's got a good dose from both sides.
No, she really has. She's got the good hair like no Becky. Yeah, no, he was amazing. Did all the hits. He was on really good form. He had to tell off the audience at one point because he was like, what y'all want from me kind of thing as a joke. And then people started screaming, Beyonce!
Oh, no.
And he was like, cut that shit out. He's like, she's not working this weekend. And we're like, okay. But yeah, he was fab. And then I went to go see our boy Leighton in Titanic. So I was in New York.
Cousin.
Exactly. I was in New York before I was in Philadelphia. And yeah, hung out with him, hung out with my niece. When I go to New York, I just like to go to eat cheesecake, see Broadway shows, hang out with my family, sample the local delights.
She says this, but when Clara goes anywhere, the schedule is stacked. It's this.
I'm a busy bitch.
Next place, next thing, next place, this.
I did, yeah. I went to go see my American agents. I went to Netflix HQ over there.
Uh-huh.
I had a lovely time. And then, I went to Vegas to go and see No Doubt. Yeah. Do you know what? Like, the jet lag is really...
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's been quite something, guys.
I was watching the stories and I was like, damn.
Yeah, she's been busy, but No Doubt were incredible.
Yeah.
Now, I suspect that during our recording of this podcast and future episodes to come, we're going to have to do our caveats and explainers around certain things and people, And Gwen Stefani is one of those people. Now listen, I am an OG No Doubt fan and an OG Gwen fan pre the Halo app.
Who isn't though?
But do you know what I mean? Our favourite cultural appropriator, Gwen Stefani. I love No Doubt deeply and I've always wanted to go to Vegas. And I was like, you know what, Clara? You have a free week coming up. You also have free will. I decided this summer it's going to be a YOLO summer. So I booked a ticket to Vegas and went to the Sphere, which at first I was a little bit sceptical of. I thought, oh God, this big old ugly venue. Like, why have they done this?
Is it big and is it ugly?
It's big and it's not ugly. It's actually incredible.
Spectacular.
And like
it looks amazing.
The whole show, like, because as well as having music show in the evening, it's run simultaneously with the Wizard of Oz experience. And it's a full interactive, like 3D thing. So they've got motion sensors in the seats. So you feel like you're in a fairground ride. It's proper sensory overload. There was a group of people who were sat to the right of me in the venue who absolutely had taken edibles.
That's the way to do it.
At the start of the show.
I think I said that when I first saw the Backstreet Boys thing and I was like, this is like shrooms.
Yeah, it was a very...
It's giving shrooms.
It's a very trippy venue. And the people to the right of me were definitely seeing and feeling some things because at certain points, like they literally did like drop real life objects from the sky.
God.
Yeah. So they got these like bouncy oranges because that's like their one of their logos is an orange because of where they're from in California. But yeah, the people who were next to me just wouldn't stop grabbing them, and I was like, guys, it's not. But you know what? You enjoy your journey. But yeah, we've been outside, girlie.
Nice.
We've been outside, I think, across...
Around the towns and everything.
Exactly. Just doing this now. Around towns and everything. But yeah, we've been outside. There's lots of live music to still enjoy for the rest of the summer.
Got any gigs coming up?
I'm going to go and see Harry Styles, actually.
Same.
Yeah, going to the Harry Styles show. I want to go and see Robin, because I know she was supporting him, but I want to go and see Robin's other shows.
I've seen Robin more times than I can count.
She's the best.
And every single time, it's like an out-of-body experience.
Robin is exceptional live. Like, she's such a great physical
the energy,
performer.
That 80s spin that she does is
she's fab. God, what else is going on this summer? There's just so much. Well, Glastonbury isn't on this year.
Nope.
So there's a lot of free space that weekend to like enjoy some music and not be like, up next. So yeah, man, ready to do it.
All right, so what are we into this week?
So like everyone and their mother, I have seen Obsession recently and I genuinely enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to.
Okay.
It's definitely a great film, but I think I left the cinema thinking, I don't know what that film thought it wanted to be, because it felt like there was about, and listen, I'm all for, exploring like, different layers of genre within one film.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking like, I wish it kind of stuck to too
many pivots.
Yeah, there was a few too many pivots for my liking. And I did enjoy it, but I feel like it made it 20 minutes longer than it should have been.
I'd hate that. I hate that. I like it when it's like the substance. I don't think that the substance could have been longer or shorter.
Absolutely,
I think it was a perfect horror film.
Yeah.
I feel like it takes you out of it with horror films when it's too long and you feel like you're just taking up space now.
I feel like with any film, to be fair, but particularly with horror, because I think...
You want to be... It's the tension, isn't it? And like sometimes you lose attention if it goes on too long.
Yeah. I think so. For people that don't know, Obsession is this film about this guy, and he has got a girl best friend, and she very much sticks to those movie tropes of like, she's like manic pixie dream girl. You know, she's very much like, I'm one of the guys. I'll drink beer with you, but you know, she's still cute and sexy, but she still has like girlfriends, and you know, they've got a sweet platonic relationship, but he's mad in love with her and he's too scared to make a move. And then one day he goes to this sort of like mystical arts and crafts shop and gets this sort of wish stick thing, snaps it in half, makes a wish, and he wishes that she would love him like how he loves her, basically. Like, you know, he wants her to be his girlfriend. And as they say, you know, be careful what you wish for. Because these things come through, and they come through threefold, and he really gets what he wishes for. You know, the clues in the title, it's not all sweetness and runs through the meadows.
What do you think it is about this moment that we're in, where we're seeing so many horror films come to the top of the charts? So whether or not it's like Sinners or Weapons or The Substance, and now The Backrooms, which is currently number one.
I still need to see that, actually.
I've seen The Backrooms.
Because that's with Renee Reinsve. She's fantastic.
And The Backrooms is directed by Kane Parsons.
Right.
And he's 20 years old. And he is the originator of, not necessarily, he didn't create The Backrooms, but he is the first person that made the video version of a picture that was taken of this derelict area, which was like a liminal space, and turned it into this 3D video rendering thing. And then it turned into like an internet phenomenon where other people were making their own renderings of these liminal spaces that you could walk through that had entities in it. And it's just a very unnerving experience.
Almost like a video game, essentially.
Well, it's videos.
Right,
so
okay.
you just experience these videos, and you can, it's like a video game as well. But I had really high expectations for this film because I was really familiar with the lore. Like, I was into this. There's a whole backstory that is part of where it's like this government agency kind of entity that created the Backrooms, and that is this place where like time and space is different, and whole backstory, very complicated. Go have a look though. I was just like really, really waiting for this film. I think it really delivered. It's one of these films where you watch it and then you're like, that was a lot, but it also, was it enough? The script is really minimal. It does rest really heavily on the visual.
Yeah.
And also it's what's implied rather than what it tells you. And the more that I think about it after going away, the more I'm thinking about what I just watched. And I think it's really smart. It's one of these films that then you go and watch other people's perspectives and they've caught something that you didn't see. And I'm really living for this era of intelligent, smart horror. We're not in slasher territory. Obviously, we still got that with Scream. But yeah, I think that this era of original ideas, horror, which is a genre that has really been overlooked by the industry at large. Like, before The Substance being nominated for an Oscar, we really didn't see... Was she nominated for an Oscar?
Demi Moore was nominated for an Oscar for her work in The Substance, but then Mikey Madison took it for Honora.
Yeah. Before that moment, we didn't see horror really getting those flowers. And then with Weapons as well, getting their flowers. I think it's a really, really exciting time. And also, I've just been thinking, why is horror so A, prevalent, and B, successful right now in these horrific times? Why are we going to horror? Is there a sense of catharsis that we're getting from seeing something worse, maybe? Is it that we need to see something worse to validate how bad things are right now? Is that it?
I think that's it. I think we are living at large in a shit show. Let's keep it a buck. And we say that from the safety of this lovely podcast studio. Yeah. But generally speaking, the world is a horrifying place. And I think there is a sense of control and a sense of, freedom and it's not even sense of it. It really is that. the fact that you can choose to go into a space, watch crazy shit happen and walk out knowing that you're going back to the safety of your home, it's a secure feeling because you are you know, we use the phrase, oh lol, he's choosing violence, she's choosing violence, but like we're choosing horror and then we can choose to opt out of it when we feel like it. And that and quite honestly, it's quite a privileged thing to do. Not to be that too woke friend, but it is.
Yeah, maybe it's also seeing horror that subconsciously we know isn't ever going to happen. Even though a lot of the horror that we have watched in yesteryear, like Terminator, is kind of happening.
The machines are turning on us all. Look, in the future, there's going to be some film called like the AI generator or like ChatGPT. Like,
I mean, there's already the Terminator. Like, that's kind of what this is kind of being done.
This is it, yeah. But there's an escapism there because I used to be too much of a scaredy cat about horror movies. I only ever used to watch them at home. Yeah. Because I was like, well, at least when I'm home, I'm safe and like that's okay. And I used to get really scared watching them in the cinema. But now I prefer to go to the cinema to watch a horror film and experience that with strangers or with a mate and just Well, also they make you feel something. Like as cheesy as it sounds.
They really do.
If it's cheesy, I don't know, but they make you feel a bit alive. Like it's like why we go on roller coasters at a theme park. We love that feeling of being sort of jolted out of our bodies and our nervous systems being like disrupted on purpose, knowing that ultimately you're going to be able to get it back.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a bit of a dopamine chasey thing as well.
For sure. I actually went to the press launch of the Backrooms and they held it at this abandoned cinema called Lost, and it was recently turned into a nightclub.
Oh, do you know what? A side note, can we have a side note for Lost?
Okay.
That was a fantastic club. One of the best parties I have been to in recent years, like as industry parties go, was at Lost. It was for Mark Ronson's book launch and also Charlie XCX's party for the moment. It's excellent. So this club, they basically would take away your phone, put it in a Ziploc bag, and you just had to be in the moment. It's very dark in there.
It's dark. So you can't see it that much.
Feeling your way around.
You get lost, essentially.
Yeah.
It's
and
loads of stairs and small rooms. It's very vibey.
But it was an old Odeon cinema. So it was the big Odeon cinema that used to be on Shaftesbury Avenue in central London. And they turned it into a fantastic club space, which is now no more.
It's no more, but they turned it into the Backrooms for this.
Amazing.
And there was like all of this like kind of like furniture stacked on top of each other as you were walking in, and like a seagull with its head in the floor.
No thanks.
It was like really, really surrealist.
No, thank you.
And it got you in the mood for the movie. And Kane Parsons was there. He introduced it. It's a really, really freaky movie that has lots of unspoken stuff that you really need to like use your brain for. And like, that's my shit. I love really intelligent horror that sticks with you and you think about it for days after. There's stuff in there about CPTSD and how we remember the past differently. Like inherited trauma, time travel, maybe. You know, like Lost, the TV series.
Yeah.
Whereas like conspiracies and like this leads to this and this, you know, and then you'd go online and then there'd be 10 people that have picked up on things that you hadn't. That's my shit. I love it.
Look at your face lighting up.
Oh my God, I'm like that like meme where that guy's like pointing to like the red, like,
this is how it works.
It's here all the time. But yeah, no, this is my shit. Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's also really interesting that history seems to work in 20-year cycles. And if you look back 20 years, what was happening at that time, and like horror was really big then as well. Also, so was like, you know, conservatism, thinness. We were going into a really rough period of time just with the financial crisis about to happen in the midst of the Iraq war as well. So I feel like it was horrific times as well, especially American-centric. And now I feel like we're going into a very similar period of time. Thinness is back. The horrors are persistent. Global conflict. Beauty standards are all, again, swinging back to the right and the white. And the thin and the cis homophobia was also really big at that time. Transphobia is really big right now.
It's really interesting, isn't it? Because, I saw there's that really great creator called, I just call him Mattix.
Oh, Matt.
Yeah,
Matt Bernstein.
Yes.
Matt's amazing.
Yeah, he was saying how particularly right now, it's been really interesting to see the switch up with all these big brands, particularly during Pride Month.
Yeah.
I
saw that.
Yeah, we're like, oh yeah, last year, yay! And this year, it's like, you'll be lucky if you get like a little dot with the flag on a bit of merch or a company logo change or whatever. And it is,
It's been slowly tailing off over the last like 5 years, last 3 years especially. But yeah, it's really interesting seeing how 20 years ago and like now are like mirrors of each other. And I think horror maybe is the biggest example of that.
But with Obsession, I definitely recommend people go and see it because there's so many different themes within it, which, have started many a ferocious debate, I think, in real life and online. Like I bumped into a couple of people I know just a few days ago and they just come out of the cinema to see it. And I was like, oh, what did you think? And they were like, oh my God, I loved it. I love the tone of it, X, Y, and Z. And I was like, yeah, I wasn't so sure at first. Like I think now I've had time to think about it a bit more. I do think it's a really valid commentary on just consent and women's right to be able to like not be interested in somebody.
Yeah.
The fact that he just didn't give her a choice, that is the true horror of the film. Do you know what I mean? Obviously her sort of essentially going a little bit exorcist and it all getting really intense and there's a really gruesome murder in the film and like, lots of freaky things happen. And of course that is horrifying. But for me, the true horror of it all is that the fact she never had a choice about how she's supposed to feel about this guy. And that's the scary thing. The great thing about both of these films and their directors is that they are made by really young people and they've just been given free rein to just make really ambitious and bold horror that I feel like anybody, dare I say like 10 to 15 to 20 years older, maybe wouldn't have the balls to make or would, but then would probably have rewritten a million times and taken out so much of the quote unquote shocking elements that are in the film. Like Curry Baker, who did Obsession, I think he's 26, like 27. Like he's going to be doing the flipping Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot, which is really, really, really exciting. Because I think, 5 to 10 years ago, Hollywood just would have given that to like any old person who'd been around in the game for like 15, 20 years. But the fact that he's fairly new to the game, started out essentially like on YouTube, it's genuinely like really, really exciting.
It is exciting. And it's also exciting to see where Kane Parsons is going to take this with A24. I think they're going to build it out into a bigger anthology. And you definitely get that feeling when you watch the Backrooms that this is a starting place and it can go in so many different places. I don't know. I feel like we're in this time where maybe we're starting to move away from nostalgia and sequels and reimaginings. Reimaginings is different. I think that can still be fresh, like the Resident Evil reimagining that's coming up with the director of Weapons and Barbarian, actually. I just think that we're moving, hopefully, into this arena of original ideas. And I think it's an added bonus if the director has already built their own following. And that's obviously a plus in any industry's eyes to already have like an inbuilt audience and to have built that lore or that following already. But yeah, I'm really excited about this time, especially with A24. I feel like A24 are just revolutionizing.
I feel so cliche for saying this, but quite honestly, I pretty much love everything I've seen A24.
Yeah,
every
A24
time they announce they're releasing something new, I'm like, oh yeah, great. Although I won't lie, I saw Undertone in the cinema, so it's an A24 production, and I went in with really high hopes, and I was bored to tears. And I'm gutted because I love all the actors involved, all superb.
That's meant to be the scariest film of all time.
It's not scary.
That's what I'm over for this week. I am over every single film saying that it's the scariest film of all time. We need to move on from that.
We get to be the judge of that.
Yeah, let the audience decide.
Correct.
That. I don't want to go in to a movie with the expectations of it being the scariest thing that I've ever seen and then walk away and be like, well, no, I've been more scared because now you're in competition with me. I don't want you to be in competition with me. I want to work with you. Like, sell me the movie. Tell me what it is, not what you want it to be to me.
Yeah, I fell asleep. My friend had to wake me up.
I've never fallen asleep in the cinema.
I won't lie. Sometimes some of the best sleeps I've had in my life have been at the cinema. But
says Miss Red Carpet movie.
No. But here's the thing. I only host premieres for films that I know I'm genuinely gonna like.
That's true. That's really true.
If I'm not bothered about the film or the director or something, I will say no to hosting red carpet jobs, because I think, yes, there's an element of artifice in the job where you got to be like, hi, welcome to this. But if I'm genuinely unbothered about a film, I will not host a premiere.
But that's what I love about what you do and like how you do it, is that you can always tell that you're genuinely invested in everyone.
To be there, babes.
Yeah, and you're honest. You know, if you don't fuck with something, you don't fuck with it.
There we go. Well, the Scary Movie franchise is back.
Well, yes.
I can't
We
lie.
haven't seen it yet.
Well, this is it. Because unashamedly, Scary Movie 6 is out in the cinemas, and I, for one, can't wait to see it. Expectations, to be honest, in the middle. I know this isn't going to be a flipping cinematic masterpiece, but with what you're saying, we crave escapism, and I love to watch dumb shit and also switch my brain off. And I'm depending on Anna Faris and Regina Hall to make me laugh a lot, although I've heard they're not actually in it that much, which is a bit disappointing.
Oh, no.
But I want to go and see it for myself.
My expectations are on the floor with this one, I have to say, just because, I mean, I've seen some of the clips and I've seen like the reels and TikToks of people coming out of the cinema just being like, that was not it. But then also, I'd be interested to see whether or not it's like a generational issue, because Gen Z, who didn't grow up with it in the 2000s and we did, and 2000s comedy is not woke. You look back at some of the stuff that was said in the 2000s in terms of comedy, that would never really happen now, just because we've really moved on from there.
Well, what's interesting is that there are actually a lot of Gen Zs who have grown up with these films, because this is the sixth one so far.
But I think it's different to grow up with it as a film and to grow up with it as a culture, because as a culture, you know, we had things like Bo Selector, where, you know, there was like blackface. We had, you know, and like there was a lot of racism within comedy, but there wasn't the counter to it. That was just kind of what was deemed funny. And Scary Movie was very much like the apex of that, really. But it was done from the perspective of marginalized people, and everybody was, you know, on the chopping block, essentially. So I'm really interested to see whether or not Gen Z can embrace this kind of comedy, if it makes sense in this world where, like, we aren't in that place where there is a counter. And like, I mean, I'm all for Scary Movie. I love Scary Movie. The first two, I love those two movies.
Carmen Electra
so
and Prince.
Silly.
I got my boyfriend's outside. He's big and black and he's going to kick your ass.
I'm gonna make this.
I hated myself.
What's your favorite Scary Movie line?
Well, no, it's Regina Hall in the cinema. It's that scene every time just gets it for me, because the thing is, when you go to the cinema in America, it really is like that. People are talking to the screen. People are having full-blown phone conversations.
That pisses
People are like,
me off.
no, girl, move. But it really is like that.
That's one of my pet peeves.
Every cliche you could imagine about going to the cinema in America is true. But John Abrams, who plays Bobby in the franchise, which is essentially like the Skeet Ulrich character from Scream, he said of this new film, like, if you're somebody that easily gets offended, it's like you do not want to watch this film.
No, you don't want to watch it. It's not for that.
They've doubled down and they're going in even harder. So I'm intrigued to see it.
Yeah, I'm reserving judgment.
And speaking of which, can't wait for Practical Magic 2.
I don't fuck with this.
Do you not?
No, I'm over the nostalgias. I'm over it. I'm over it. Like, I do not need another.
Clip this, because in September, when that red carpet is rolled out, or that black carpet in the case, and Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock are having a lovely time in London, guess who'll be at the premiere? Munroe Bagdell.
And I will be there for Sandra.
May the records show.
I don't play about Sandra Bullock.
When that Practical Magic 2 premiere happens, Munroe will be there. Just know.
Maybe I will.
Exactly.
But...
Exactly. I'm there for Sandra. Yeah, you slip that in there, babe.
Listen,
all right.
I am here for Miss Sandra. I love Miss Sandra Bullock.
Listen, the real heads know Practical Magic it's a classic.
I need a break from Nicole Kidman's wigs. I need a break.
I'm here for the curls. I'm here for her divorce curls. I think she looks fantastic.
I love Nicole Kidman, but the wiggery...
Is it not for you?
It's too much. I don't know. I just need her to calm down a bit.
What hair would you like to see on Nicole Kidman?
I don't know. Like, just sometimes like it takes you out of the movie when you see a wig that you're just like, that's a wig.
Yeah. Any Tyler Perry movie, those wigs are a hate crime, actually.
With the hard front.
Yeah. That's hard wig, hard life all day with Tyler Perry movies.
I just sometimes feel like Nicole's wigs take me out of the moment.
Okay.
And I need her to just rock her own hair.
I think that's what she's been doing lately.
Is it?
Those curls are her own.
Okay.
You know the curls that she had when she divorced Tom Cruise and you see her outside the courthouse doing that? Yes.
Iconic.
Pose. That's the same curly hair she's got from Keith Urban.
In a movie.
I suspect we will see it.
Okay.
I feel like it's coming. I want it.
Give it to us, Nicole.
I have faith in Nicole's follicles. One thing I'm quickly into, and I say this because as we know on this podcast, we love Olivia Dean down. We love Sam Fender down. I enjoy Sam Fender. Not a fan?
I don't know enough about Sam Fender.
Fabulous. He's great. He's genuinely, he's so talented, and live he is fantastic. And he's.
I know a lot of people don't play about Sam Fender.
He's a phenomenal lyricist, and he's also just got a great sense of humor. He's a good egg. I've got a lot of time for Sam Fender. Rein Me In was number one, I think, for 13 non-consecutive weeks.
Oh shit! Where was I?
But that's the thing. You were getting ready for Hoopla, but for a song to go on and off number one like that is pretty incredible. But I think it's mainly because there was that trend on social media where people were basically saying they were getting their partner and being like, oh, I could never be reined in because this is my man, or he could never rein me in, or she could never rein her in because whatever. Some of the clips were a little bit dry because it would essentially show the partner doing something crazy, and it might be them just eating peanut butter out of the fucking jar. And it's like, oh my God, I can't rein me in. But you know what? We love. But yeah, that song was number one for ages. So Ariana Grande knocking them off the top spot, I thought was a welcome little surprise.
Isn't it wild that a song can be number one for 13 non-consecutive weeks and you've never heard it in your life?
Yes, I know, because I was thinking a lot about this actually. Like, I know the phrase gets used a lot at the moment, but like the monoculture of having a number one that's been there for that long, I quite like because it kind of gives a false sense of, I think, unity.
Yeah.
You know, okay, everyone's doing the same thing and listening to the same thing. Yeah. That's cool. But also, you do wonder, when a song has been number one for so long, what else is going on? And that's where you do see all these record labels and people's management teams are so obsessed with virality and getting a song that's going to be, a massive hit, like on TikTok or somewhere, because it secures you better chart positions. These are the facts.
I probably have heard it. I just couldn't.
You absolutely
I couldn't
put
song. My finger that is the song.
Yeah, but you definitely heard it. Don't rain me.
No,
we were doing so well. It started
not my
out,
corner of the internet. Clearly,
there we go. Well, it started out as a Sam song.
Love Olivia though.
Then he got Olivia on the tune, so she was a secondary addition, and then Ariana is reigning supreme with "Hate That I Made You Love Me," and she's back. Look, the ponytail's back.
The ponytail's back. The Ariane,
those big old over the knee boots of hers are back. She's on the road.
Did you see those giant platforms?
Yeah. She's really giving us
the ballet loops.
That's it. She's really giving us sort of like 2015 Ari. Like again, these things, everything
circular.
Everything is circular. And she'll be back in the UK later on this year for her tour. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna go see Ariana. Show. Listen, that one will always give you a great vocal life, as we know. So inject it. People were a little bit cruel about this comeback. I saw a really blistering article, which I believe was published on The Cut, saying, "Hate That I Made You Love Me" is Ariana's worst single yet. And I was like, God damn, like...
It's not my favourite single, but it doesn't have to be. We're not going to love every single song. I do feel...
But it's not an objectively bad song.
It's not a bad song. I wouldn't say it's her strongest single in terms of, what it is. And, when we're used to, I think Yes And was the last one.
I loved Yes And.
I loved Yes And. It was like very it was very camp. Let's be honest. It was for my audience. It's from my community. But I don't know. I feel like sometimes the first single isn't always the strongest. And I think that's
But that's
okay.
a strategy as well. Like, she's easing us in. So people just need to have a little bit of patience. Do you know what I mean?
But that's us for this week.
That is us for this week. Thanks very much again if you are rolling with us. And also for all the people that saw us shrieking at our billboard in central London. Yeah, we were doing that because we're excited to be here. And if you see it in the wild, take a picture in front of it.
Send it in.
And send it to us.
Tag.
And if there's anything you want us to discuss, do holler. All the contacts are on all the pages.
Stick it in the comments.
And we'll see you next time.